You all are ready as well? All right. Okay, audience, phones on silent or vibrator mode, please. Ideally silent. But if you really need it on a vibrator mode, I'm okay with that, but no ringtones. 8 teams on stage. Quick word to all of you teams on stage since your buzzers are tested. 50 if you get it right, minus 50 if you get it wrong. Same sequence of 26 questions as a format. And remember, 2 teams will go through to the national final from here and not 1. So just keep that at the back of your mind. From here, I'm going to be literally rolling through with our shoot, hopefully with very few retakes, because we are indeed behind schedule. Both the wild card and the Hyderabad round took longer than we thought. But your lights are okay? Yeah. No, I thought the lights went down a little bit. You want the lights down? Okay. Just test it, yeah?
Preetham from PS Bangalore.
Good. I'm good. I'm good on the countdown. You guys ready? Rashmi ready? Sridhar ready? Okay. We're good to start. Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Pig Brain, here today, and it's time for us to take you through over the next couple of weeks with the Zonal Finals of Tata Crucible for Campuses 2020. We're starting with the first of our zonals, which we look at as the central zone of India. We're coming to you from Hyderabad, which is the easy location for us to get all these teams from across what is a little bit of a south, central, north kind of a combination. 8 outstanding winners from their respective cities are with us here today. Remember, 2 of them will move into the national final after this battle that you are witnessing with me. Qualifying into our first final, or qualifying into this final for the first time at Hyderabad as a team traveling all the way from Jodhpur. Interestingly, we have a medical college in All India Institute of Medical Sciences from Jodhpur with Jagrati and Sahil Ahmed. Welcome to the 2 of you. Neighboring them as our second team as Raipur champions are Ankit and Abhinash from IIM Raipur. Welcome to the 2 of you. As our third finalist here today, and okay guys, I need you to wave into the cameras, all right, when I'm introducing you. As our third finalist from Indore, consistent as ever as an institute, winning at Indore, and with a different team though, is Shashwata and Srisha from IIM Indore. Welcome to you. On my near right, completing a trio of IIM victories, Raipur, Indore and Nagpur with Aditya and Rishabh. Welcome to you 2 guys. As we move across on my near left, the Vizag champions traveling from Nellore there is Rao's College with Vikyat and Kalyan. Welcome to you too. As we move across to the champions who've come in from Bengaluru is PES University with Akhil and Preetham. Welcome to you guys. As we move across to the lovely coastal side of India from Manipal, winning the quiz are NITK Suratkal, representing them Amal and Aditi. And as giant killers at Hyderabad, winning with a remarkable comeback, Sanjay and Chaitanya, IPE from Hyderabad. Those then are our 8 teams in the zonal here. 2 of them will go into the national final. For now, celebrating a 4.0 environment, we pick action on the first of our frontiers, celebrating innovation with teams that will battle on brands, companies and people who've managed to stay ahead of the curve. Here it comes. $50 would be the value of an answer, plus 50 if they get it right, minus 50 if they get it wrong. We're going to pick action on all the questions appearing on your screen for the first 20 before I take you through the final frontier of 4.0. On screen, starting with the first one, the Hyderabad Zonal. Here it comes. It's a decision matrix where tasks are evaluated using criteria of important and not important. Go ahead. Stopping me at that juncture is IIM from Indore.
I'm guessing this is the Nash equilibrium. That's Professor Nash.
Professor Nash.
John Nash.
John Nash.
I guess the matrix refers to the Nash equilibrium.
We'll give you a minus 50. Continuing with the question. It's a decision box which is named after an American Army general.
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Come again on that.
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
And it's called the Eisenhower or Einhower box of decision making. On my right, I am from Nagpur. We'll get a 50. Well played on that one. They capitalize on the negative that I am Indore gets, and I am Nagpur will get a 50. So early start, first question, negative and positive. As we go to the next one, on your screen now. After creating trophy cases for FIFA World Cup, the Roland Garros, and the America Cup, this great designer company has moved on to create precious high-tech case for the Summoners Cup, a trophy awarded to the world champion team of Legends World Championship. This brand is better known for its luxury bags. On table number 5, Rouse College from Nellore. Go ahead if you're trying for a 50.
We're guessing this is Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton
Yeah.
specializes in making boxes, etc. for great trophies and trophy designs.
Yeah.
Plus 50. Well played for a 50. Rouse College from Nellore. As we go to the next one on screen, here it comes. In the mid-19th century, travelers flocked to Paris to join locals at what was called the Grand Magasins du Fayel, a store like any other. Shoppers were entertained by an orchestra and indoor gardens, a cycling track, art collection, etc. However, Georges was known for another innovation which made people buy more often. What concept in the world of buying did he introduce? A great innovator who believed in experience and helping people buy. Therefore, he created an amazing idea which is so commonly used world over today. He was the first pioneer of an idea to help people buy immediately. The doctors on my far right from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Jodhpur.
Is it the idea of buy one, get one free?
The idea of buy one, get one free. Minus 50. Minus 50. Something huge that many follow today in the world. Concept that helps people buy immediately. He was the pioneer and he realized people are reluctant for a particular reason and he wanted to bring down that reluctance. IPE from Hyderabad.
Is it the EMI process?
Sorry?
The EMI scheme?
The concept of EMI. Oh, buy now, pay only little, keep paying for over a period of time. IPE Hyderabad. Well played. Oh, beautifully played. The concept of installment schemes was created by this man as a pioneer, certainly ahead of the curve in terms of innovation. Early days, final one on your screen. Overall answer matters. Here it comes. Specific brand. IPE Hyderabad are giving it a go.
Quakers.
Sorry?
Quakers.
Quakers. Explain.
The person on the top is used as the logo of Quakers, and
Okay.
PepsiCo owns a Quaker company, and
PepsiCo owns Quaker.
and
So your overall answer is Quaker.
Quakers.
Plus 50. Oh, Hyderabad are playing well here today. They've got a 50 and a 50. Early days in our final here today. We need to take a very quick break. On the other side, I'll tell you where the teams stand. Back in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pig Brain, watching the first zonal of the 2020 edition of Tata Crucible for campuses. Before we move any further, a first look at where the teams stand on what we call Crucible Quotient. Here it comes. A couple of teams starting out on the negative, a couple of teams on the positive, which is IIM Nagpur and Rouse Nellore. But with an early lead, and sometimes in a zonal final like this, any score can be a good score. IPE Hyderabad on 100, but very early for a zonal final. As we move to the second frontier of our 4.0, the monitors are just not helping. Monitors. I think I'm way louder than I should be. Yeah? Yeah, I think it's okay now. Yeah? Okay. As we move on to the second frontier of our battle here today, it's time for the teams to figure out answers from a bunch of data. The future is going to be all of data analytics. Here it comes. Starting with the first one on your screen, identify this academic and research arm established in 1973 by a very famous entity in the world. They are a dedicated academic and research arm of a huge entity in the world because they rely on their research, on their academic input before they make any comments to the world. They're going for it. IPE Hyderabad yet again.
Is it the Harvard Research?
The Harvard Research Bureau will give you a minus 50. On my right is IIM from Raipur.
Is it Coca-Cola?
Minus 50 on Coca-Cola. I use the term institution. Well, tough one for the teams here today. Very little known fact, but a good one to ask in a quiz like this. The United Nations has its own academic and research arm, which is called the United Nations University, quite appropriately perhaps. As we go to the next one, on your screen now. This is a series of blocks. PES from Bangalore.
So these are wood block, and this is
These are what?
wood blocks.
Wood blocks.
And this was used to create the title of Joker, the movie.
The movie title Joker.
Yeah, what you see in the
Just move
credits,
the mic towards your center. When you turn, it goes off. Yes.
what you see in the credits of the movie, when you see the title coming up, these wood blocks were used to create Joker's title.
And he handcrafted them
Yeah.
out of wood blocks fantastic. That's a fantastic answer coming in from Bangalore. They'll get a 50 as we go to the next one. On your screens, this final is going to be a tight one. That's my reading. Here it comes. Jemka was launched as a tea pack house in a small Moravian town. It later became part of Tata Global Beverages in 2006. They are the market leaders in which country? They are going for it is PES Bangalore. Jemka, a tea pack house acquired by the Tatas.
We'll say Czech Republic.
They're the market leaders in Czech Republic. Yeah. Plus 50. Plus 50. PES are playing well. They've got to 100. IPA have slipped down from 100 to a 50 as we go to the next question on screen now. This is a vault. It's called the Arctic Cold Vault. NITK Suratkal, go ahead.
This has been established by GitHub.
Mic, into your mic.
This has been established by GitHub, where they store like repositories. This is GitHub by Microsoft. GitHub is owned by Microsoft. GitHub
has a data center or a code vault center in the Arctic, right in the middle of the Arctic. Put your hands together. NITK Surathkal, fantastic answer. Digging deep into their knowledge resource. And this is something where they believed stuff would be safe for 1,000 years. Investments of a different kind by Microsoft and GitHub. On the next one, on your screen, here's your question. They have sporadically appeared in many advertisements since 1993 for a particular brand. Usually, they appear around Christmas. However, this brand featured them in a French print campaign, actually way back in 1922. The creator, Ken Stewart, got the idea from his Labrador retriever and thought, these are beautiful, refreshing representations during Christmas for a great brand. NITK Surathkal.
Is this Hall's chewing gum mascots?
Sorry?
Hall's chewing gum mascots.
Hall's chewing gum, minus 50. Someone else has gone for it. On my immediate left, it's Rouse College.
We're guessing this is Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
As cool as a polar bear, Coca-Cola. Put your hands together, lovely. Oh. Hyderabad is now both Andhra and Telangana in that sense, with two states now emerging from here. So earlier we had one winner, now we have two winners. And Rouse College from Nellore are also on to 100. NITK have gained and lost. We go to the next one on your screen now. This man's name is Gopalan Nambiar. He started manufacturing panel meters for defense forces in 1963.
He's the founder of BPL, British Physics Lab. The TV is BPL, TPG Nambiar is his full name.
He's the original founder of BPL, which later went into television, etc. British Physical Laboratories, plus 50. PES are playing the game well. They're on to 150. As we go to the next one on your screens now. Coined by French demographer and historian Alfred Swau in a 1952 article in the magazine that is on your screen, he was referencing the French commoners who opposed the clergy and the nobles around the time of the French Revolution. The term denoted countries which were unaligned with either the communist Soviet, stopping me on a story from the world of Alfred Swau. Go ahead.
So the people who were not aligned with either the Soviet or the American bloc were generally called the third world or developing countries. So third world.
Oh, the concept of third world was propagated by him. Fantastic. Fantastic by PES. They're on to 200. He called it the Tires Monde, and tires meant three, Monde meant world. It gave the English term third world, which is what all the other countries get classified into from this man who wrote in that magazine. Tough questions. Teams playing extremely well. Remember, many have called this the zone of death, and it quite is showing up. But PES are having an early advantage. As we go to the next one on your screens now. Every red herring prospectus has something called an FLS. These are statements which essentially lead people in a red herring prospectus to know what a company is trying to do. These statements sometimes can be mistaken, as they can be mistaken as factual current statements, while technically these are speculations. What is an FLS? In many ways, this concept of the stock markets is what became the basis on which companies would present valuation pitches. And a valuation pitch would actually have an FLS. What is an FLS? From a red herring prospectus. These are not new concepts that have come into the world from a startup generation. They've existed for a long time in different forms. None of the teams giving it a try. Anybody in the audience? Not easy ones. Yes? No? The first liability to a shareholder. I said startups do this to denote a future. People think that these are actually, current position of the company. Well, tough one for the teams. In the olden days and today, in a red herring prospectus, people would actually offer statements of accounts in a sense to show how their company would look in the future. These were called forward-looking statements. It's not your current statement. An FLS is a forward-looking statement which becomes the basis of projections for the future. Tough ones for the teams as we go to the next one on your screens now. What is RTI as an expansion? More than being a simple Parsi eatery, they provide tiffin service to Bombay House employees. They also run a Montessori training institute in their premises. They contributed at a point in time to the development of India with a very important idea that started with them. What is RTI, which at a point was also called RTII? Someone's giving it a shot. I am Raipur.
Is it Ratan Tata Institute, which was created after the death of the younger brother who was Ratan Tata, and it was carried forward by his wife?
And what was it meant for? Why were there two eyes?
This was meant for the women, the poorer class of women, and it was initially, probably it was made for, like they were given jobs in there, and then it advanced to also cookery. So they were given.
Well played by them. Put your hands together for a plus 50. They picked people who could not afford training and gave them industrial training. And these were among India's first industrial institutes. The Ratan Tata Industrial Training Institute. Well played for a 50 is IIM from Raipur. As we go to the next one on your screens now. What was co-founded by these people?
These were the actual founders of Starbucks.
The original founders of Starbucks.
Yeah.
Who created actually a coffee shop which went on to become...
Yeah, and after that, Howard Schultz took over.
After that, the story of Howard Schultz, etc. Plus 50. Oh, very, very well played, Nellore. They get a 50 on this. I tell you what, the scorecard's going to be interesting, and I'll show you that after the next couple of questions. Here's the next one on your screens. Now, which company has recently unveiled these artificial humans who are AI-powered and named as neons? They've gone for it is PES from Bangalore.
Samsung.
No nonsense, plus 50. Oh, cracker of an answer. I think the word neon convinced them that they were on the right track. Extremely human looking. It can really make you go astray if you're not looking at them too closely. Here's the last one in this segment on your screens now.
जंगल है और मैं यहाँ का शेर मेरा ना एम्प्लॉइज के साथ
IPE have gone for it and gone for it very quickly. Go ahead.
Aditya Birla Group.
Aditya Birla Group. Explain.
Pantaloons and Ultratech were brands of Aditya Birla Group, even Novelis, I guess.
Put your hands together for them. IPE Hyderabad are not out of this game at all, as this quiz is inching one question at a time. And I tell you what, I'm going to show you where the teams stand on the other side of this break. But you need to permit me a very quick break as you're watching a riveting zonal final from the central zone of India at Hyderabad. Back in just a moment. Stay with us. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2020, the first in our sequence of zonals across the nation. The Central Zone is playing out first from Hyderabad. Here is how the 8 champions are stacking up. On Crucible Quotient, leading into the final with about 10 questions to go, PES University from Bangalore with 250. Behind them, Rao's College from Nellore, the Vishakhapatnam champions on 150. Right behind them, IPE, the champions from Hyderabad, and IIM Nagpur are trailing them on 50. My reckoning is the teams at some point will start asking themselves, what score is good enough to not finish third? Because you just need to qualify for a national final. And the first one to ask themselves that question would probably be PES University from Bangalore. But life is about playing what you know, and these teams only know that too well. As we go to the penultimate frontier of our battle here today, to pick on leadership by showing the way. Here it comes. Starting with the first one, hands on the buzzer. Question. Yeah. Hands on the buzzer, question on your screen, starting with this one. Here we go. This is called the marquee red flag car. They've gone for it is Ames.
This is the Chinese car company Hongqi, HONGQI, which manufactures the car for President of China.
And it's called the Red Flag series of cars.
Yes.
Superb. Oh, superb answer from Ames Jodhpur. 2 doctors with a cracker of an answer. They create a Red Flag series of cars for the essentially regime of China, starting from top down. As we go to the next one, on your screens, here we go. Careful, wait for me. Here we go. An Indian technology giant had Clay Christiansen. They've gone for it on my immediate right. IIM Nagpur, need a 50. An Indian technology giant had Clay Christiansen, and you stopped me at that moment.
HCL.
Sorry?
HCL.
HCL will give you a minus 50. Yes. Someone else has gone for it, and it's PES.
He's known for coining disruptive innovation, but he was on the board of TCS at one point.
On the board of Tata Consultancy Services, the world lost him not so long ago. Put your hands together. Well played. PES are beginning to inch closer to another national final, and they're going to be watching the scorecards very, very carefully. As we move to the next question on your screens now. They've gone for it. On my right is Ames from Jodhpur. Are they making a late comeback?
This is the book publishing company Elsevier.
Elsevier.
Yes.
Outstanding. Oh, good quizzing. Ames Jodhpur are really making a comeback in this quiz, and they're on 50. If they get a couple more right, they're really going to be a threatening force. High quality answers coming from them. Here's the last one in the sequence on your screen. Take a look, listen to this or watch this. Here it comes. They are taking a chance at this one. Huge name in the world. Manchester United appearing on your screen is one of your clues. All of that will lead you to something huge. Yes?
Is it the company Jaguar?
Get a minus 50. He thought well, played well, but went on the wrong route. Minus 50. If he had got that 50, he would have really been a lot of energy to get into the last round. Anybody on a second attempt? No one wants a minus 50 at this stage. Anybody in the audience? No? All right. You got the drift right. You got the brand wrong. The answer that I was looking for, Kohler. Kohler is what I was looking at and not Jaguar. Kohler is a huge giant today. Manchester United is now Kohler Man U with their support for Kohler, of course, made the headlines, becoming the first ever sleeve sponsors of Man U. A tough final is unfolding and one team looks like they will be there in a national final. But I tell you what, the final frontier is literally going to decide who's going to probably be the second team, unless, of course, there's a completely different play out in the final round. For now, smart decisions on the go. Here it comes. Smart decisions on the go is a round where you are allowed to stop me by making a smart decision when you think you know the answer. You get a 50 if you get it right. You get a minus 50 if you get it wrong. Remember, if you get it wrong, I continue reading the question for the benefit of the other 7 teams. If you're ready, 6 questions remaining in this zonal final. 2 teams will go through, one with their nose in front, the others still an even battle. First question, hands on the buzzer. This Tata company has become the first to extend medical cover benefits to LGBT employees. Which Tata company has made this pioneering move in our country? Into your mics, you get a 50 if you get it right.
This is TCS.
Tata Consultancy Services.
Yeah.
Has also become the first company which will not ask you for your gender when you apply for a job. Put your hands together. Oh, well played. Crucial moment to take themselves to a 200. Rouse College would have been nervous otherwise. If they'd got a minus 50, that would have set the cat among the pigeons. Here's the next one. Hands on the buzzer. Anagram Finance was a financial institute, an NBFC, controlled by the Lalbais of Arvind Mills, the makers of the famed flying machine Denim. Which bank did they merge with? Anagram Finance was a very well-known NBFC in India. They became part of which bank in 1998? It was among those which merged with private banks in India. And a private bank started looking a lot of NBFCs to get their base to grow. And that contributed to the growth of a private bank in a huge way in India in the late 90s. Which bank? Someone's going to take a half chance. These are not difficult questions. IPE have decided to take that half chance. Go ahead, young man.
ICICI.
Perfect. Put your hands together. He'll get a 50. Just not giving up. Again, IPE answering with a question mark at the end of their answer and getting a plus 50 when they do that. Are they going to get another 50 and put pressure now? They are on 150. Rouse College are on 200. PES are watching every question as it unfolds very closely. Here's the next one. In 1965, M.S. Pathak started the PSU in collaboration with a US-based Bechtel, already an established player in the field. IPE have gone for it. M.S. Pathak started the PSU in collaboration with US-based Bechtel.
BHEL.
Minus 50. In a hurry, missing a 50 at a crucial moment. Continuing with the question. The MIT-educated Pathak had an academic background in hydrocarbon arena and had worked for Bechtel and also for Foster and Wheeler, another global engineering giant. This entity was set up in India in 1965 to provide technical services.
Is it MTNL?
Minus 50 on MTNL. Taking their half chances is Nagpur, not turning out to be a right one. The answer is a phenomenal giant that provides services for our petroleum refineries in India, is EIL, the Engineers India Limited, a very undercredited PSU which does phenomenal work.
So how many more?
3 questions to go. 3 questions to go. Game not over yet. Here's the next one. Hands on the buzzer. Some artists have been featured on their cover many times. Some of these pictures on the cover have gone on to become iconic. The Beatles have appeared on the cover of this more than 30 times, either individually or collectively. She's taking a chance. Go ahead.
Rolling Stone.
Into your mic, I'm sorry.
Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone as a magazine. Plus 50. Oh, NITK Suratkal, good one. Are they leaving this onslaught a little too late? Rouse College on 200. Still looking a little ahead.
Could we see this?
You want to see the scores? Fair enough. That's a fair request. We'll take a look at the scores. For sure, I think PES Bangalore are going to go into that final unless either ways, yes, I think. Because 2 questions to go. And they've really played clinically to get into that national final yet again. But on 100, IPE have an outside chance. On a 50, the teams will wait for Rouse Nellore to make a mistake. Otherwise, it's not going to help their cause because they need to come down to 150. But IPE Hyderabad, if they get the remaining 2 questions right, they are running Rouse Nellore onto a tiebreaker. That's assuming Rouse Nellore does nothing. Well, 2 questions to go. Can we have a round of applause? Remarkable teams on stage. Penultimate question, hands on the buzzer. I appeared in Dairy Queen, a company owned by Berkshire Hathaway, as a spokesperson from 1971 to 2002. I was dropped because Dairy Queen felt children no longer relate to me. They strongly felt I was an irritation, much like my characteristics as a character. Which phenomenal fictional character appeared in Dairy Queen's marketing as a spokesperson? They're not giving up is NITK Suratkal. Will they try for another 50? They are. Go ahead.
Bugs Bunny.
Not Bugs Bunny. We'll give them a minus 50. Anybody on a second attempt? Ames Jodhpur thinking, should we not? You got nothing to lose. You got 2 questions to go. No? Nobody wants a negative? Well, this is fear of being on national television. Well, the answer, the one and only irritation from his characteristics, Dennis the Menace. Well, was a spokesperson for Dairy Queen. Final question, and unless Rouse College take a negative, they would go through as a runner-up team, but that last 50 can be dicey. Here we go. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is a stretch of a little shy of a mile and a half that runs from east to west on the Hollywood Boulevard in California. It contains 2,400 stars dedicated to people, etc., from the world of media, film, television, etc., etc. The only non-star tiles.
This is
Into your mic, just move the mic towards you, yes?
This is dedicated to Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Edwin Collins, people who landed on moon. They have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
The Hollywood Walk of Fame has non-stars celebrating people who walked on the moon. Fantastic. NITK Suratkal will really be looking at this quiz and telling themselves, why did we take those negatives? Otherwise, they've given some really quality answers. But ladies and gentlemen, the final scorecard tells this story. On your screen, Crucible Quotient will tell us that PES University from Bangalore with 300 will go in as the winner. Rouse College from Nellore will represent Vishakhapatnam for the first time in the national final with 200, while IPE with 100 will do extremely well in the final. But then remember, they scored 200 and lost 100. So IPE will be keeping on wondering on the negatives that they tend to take. Rao's got 200, didn't take any negative. PES University got 300, didn't take any negative. They go through clinically are these two teams. As we move in to congratulate these teams and to give them their prizes, ladies and gentlemen, at a zonal like this, it's indeed our pleasure and privilege at a Tata Crucible, which is essentially an engagement platform to celebrate knowledge with young minds and young talents across our universities and colleges. And the Tatas in itself is a very young organization with very young leadership. With us here today is one such extremely young leader in a critical company for the future of not just the Tatas, but India and India's future ambitions. It's our pleasure and privilege to have with us here today the Chief Operating Officer of Tata Boeing Aerospace. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vishal Sangvi. If you could join us on stage, Vishal. Thanks, Vishal. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us here. Tatas have always believed in the power of the youth and knowledge. So has Boeing, and so have the Tatas. Phenomenal coming together of companies, miles apart, but ideologically very similar. What's your message to these youngsters for, their future, which is relying really on these two quadrants, so to say?
No, I think the most important thing is to dream big. No one knows anything when they start the journey. When we started our journey, we knew nothing. We had no people around 8 to 10 years back in Tata Aerospace and Defense, now it's called. And today we have joint ventures with Lockheed Martin, with Sikorsky, with Boeing, with a strategic partnership with GE. So I think we knew nothing in this business. Today we are probably one of the biggest private sector company in aerospace and defense as Tata Aerospace and Defense. So I think dream big and the life will figure itself out.
Well, that's what you call humility from the Tata Group. Rarely will you get a CEO who says, we knew nothing and we've grown and become leaders in that space. Just dream big. So well said. So don't be scared of your ignorance. Just be clear about your passion and chase it. For now, ladies and gentlemen, as runner-up here today, but I'm not too sure that's going to bother them as long as they're in the national final, Rao's College from Nellore, Vikyat and Kalyan Sai will walk up to collect the trophy as runners-up at the Hyderabad Zonal of Central India, as they become one of the two qualifiers into the national final of 2020. If you guys could face the camera, please. I think they deserve a better applause. Come on, Hyderabad. Well done, guys. In the national final and as champions here today, in an absolutely clinical manner, they enter the national final, which they so would have desired to be part of. They are the national champions of Tata Crucible year before last. They lost out last year, and the young lady and her teammate who dethroned them almost won the national final. So they lost to a very able team and lost so narrowly. But ever since, I really wonder if they've lost anything at all. They're a wonderful duo as a quizzing team. They would be happy to reach the final, but they've reached there with a lot of calm, a lot of preparation, and they look confident. PES University, Bangalore. The winners with very high quality answers. Never easy to get past. 3 IIM teams, 2 young doctors who had some brilliant answers, and an NIT Suratkal team that really timed the sequence of their answers perhaps wrongly. And if they had got to 150 early on, they'd have played differently. Guys, you're the winners. You're supposed to smile. Yeah? Can we have a better applause? Come on, put your hands together for them. Well done, guys. Congratulations. I need you to do the honors for the Hyderabad final as well, which we had a little earlier, which got IPE in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps no institute has won a city final as many times as a team as Osmania Medical College. Put your hands together, walking up on stage as runner-up in the Hyderabad final today, Syed Mustafa and Syed Muhammad Hashmi. Two brothers from the quizzing business. Someday the income tax department is going to question their family on how much they won in the quizzing business. Well, we're in a prolific family in quizzing. Put your hands together for them. He'll only keep wondering why did he press the buzzer on that tiebreaker question and not wait for the next question. But that is life. You go by the impulse of it. Well played, guys. Congratulations. Perhaps you deserved more than that today, but a tough day. Hard luck. Pleasure. And ladies and gentlemen, holding their calm in the Hyderabad final, almost getting themselves into a position of a national final. They'll be happy with their performance. IPE Hyderabad, Sanjay and Chaitanya, the Hyderabad champions. Well, they need to get a little more consistent. As a college, they're a very, very good institute. They always qualify. But somehow, they are like agricultural crop from Telangana. Once in 2 years, they do well. Well, you got to really be more consistent. And they're a very good talent and a young team that will be happy today. But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to hold our chief guest any longer. Thank you so much, Vishal, for your time. Pleasure to have had a young leader like you with us. Truly, truly appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. Can one of you accompany him first, please? And then I'll quickly check on the retakes. Just don't get up, guys. 2 minutes, please. We've got to rush for a flight, so let me just check on retakes. Can you move the trophies, girls? One sec. I'll lead ready.